Good morning. We are on the Navajo Nation, southbound Highway 89 to Phoenix, Arizona, from Salt Lake City, Utah. Time is 8:34 Mountain Time. 26 degrees outside, and we are climbing with a heavy load at 36 miles per hour. Down to 8th gear to get 35 miles per hour steady. 75,000 pounds. I wish I could have got some scenery from Kanab, Utah, because it's beautiful over there. But this is kind of like the start of the Grand Canyon area. The northeastern part. The reason I'm filming is because it's really beautiful up here as well. We come through these little rock canyons, and then just all of a sudden, boom, we come out to this big old valley. We'll go left down the hill. Hang on for the bump. Boom. Another beautiful day in the hood. Shift your gear. We spent the night in Page, Arizona last night. That is up that way. Be the start of the Grand Canyon over there. So last night I was cruising along, and there's a scale house just north of Kanab, Utah. And they had 2 stop signs. And I kind of blew by the first one because I was going to stop. It says stop at the scale before proceeding. So I just roll up on it, stop. Then he hits the red light, or the light red. And I went ahead and rolled my steers onto the scale anyway, because I was assuming he wanted me to stop on the scale. So I did that. And then all of a sudden I look, and he's over here at my door. I saw some movement. So I roll my window down, and he's all, "How you doing tonight?" I go, "Pretty good. How about yourself?" He's all, "Good." He goes, "Will you do me a favor and show me your log book? I want to do a level 3 inspection on you." He was there by himself, and I'm like, "Sure, no problem." Probably just got bored. So I undo my people net here and tried to show it to him. He's like, "Oh, I really can't see it. You mind opening the door?" I go, "Oh, no, not at all." I opened the door, let him in. We are 2 hours away from Flagstaff. Probably about 4 hours away from Phoenix. And anyway, he calls up there and looks and goes, "Show me your hours of service." I show him that. He goes, "Show me your 8 days." I showed him the 8 day. And he's like, "Okay." And he hands me this laminated piece of paper. It tells me all the stuff I need to bring into him into the office. He's like, "Pull over there, come on inside." I'm like, "Okay." So I grab all my paperwork, one of the things he wanted was annual inspections for the trailer and for the tractor. And I knew the tractor was in there, and I was just praying to God that the trailer inspection was in there, because I just look inside the glass to see if the paper's in there. I don't actually pull it out and look at it, which I should do actually as a pre-trip, but that's basically the registration that's in the nose of the trailer. That's how we drivers who always switch trailers keep our registration in the nose of the trailer. They have a little round weatherproof box that you can set this paperwork in. So I go in there and he's going through all the stuff, and he's like, sign here. And I'm like, he didn't say anything about any violations. And then he's all, oh, and there's no violations. Sweet, thanks. He's a pretty good guy. I did not, I've gone through that scale a few times. It's been a while, but that's the first time I've ever been called in. And it was 8:30 at night. So I thought they would have closed at 8. Maybe they don't close till 10. And then I had the scale going into Page, Arizona, on the Arizona border with Utah. They were closed. So that clean bill of health will actually lower my CSA score. It'll lower the company's CSA score. Sort of give you brownie points. If you really want to get a good score, you can go up to them and ask them, hey, will you do an inspection on me? I never do that because I don't want to be on the clock, on duty, because you got to be on duty while you're doing that. I saw one trucker, I won't know the name of the driver, but he went off duty. But yet he was dealing with the officer. And here's the kicker. The officer actually said, let me see your log. And I'm like, he's going to get busted here. The officer didn't even do anything. Well, he got lucky. He decided to do a little more in-depth. He would have found his mistake. But anyway, the more clean bill of health that you get, in other words, no violations, lowers your CSA score, which is different than your driver's license record, your driving record, but yet companies use that to determine your safety record. I know some of my viewers go, don't hire that guy, he's a dangerous SOB. You should see how he drives out in the snow. Well, never had any issues. It's because I know snow. Here's a good little slogan, huh? I know snow. We're getting ready to come up on that cliffside valley and then go down into Bitter Springs. Sorry about that. Last time we were on the Navajo res, we came through Highway 160 from Tuba City, Kayenta, on into Bluff, Utah, Landing, Utah, Monticello, Utah, Moab, I-70 eastbound to Denver. This time we're coming down from the western side of the res, the northwestern side of the reservation, or I guess it'd just be the northern. end of the reservation. So be prepared for some wicked scenery coming up. I think shortly, but hell, I don't know where I'm at half the time. Anyway, yesterday was a pretty good day. We started out in Bernal, Utah, unloaded. Hightailed it over to Salt Lake City via Highway 40 through to Chesney, Heber City, Park City, I-80 westbound. And I went and picked up this load, which is laundry detergent, and took it to Page last night. Could have gone a little bit further. I had like 45 minutes left. Right now we've been driving for 20. But there's just nowhere to really park out here. Definitely no truck stops. So we are at that area. See all them yellow signs? We're doing 65 miles an hour, but we are slowing down. Now let's turn that damn thing off. Hit the brakes a bit. Our downshift, we are heavy, 75,000 pounds gross. We don't want to be using no brakes. Elevation right here is 6,000 feet. I wonder if I could have spent the night here at this brake check area. I probably could have. Oh well, I got to hang out in town. Here we go. 6% next 4 miles, 50 mile per hour. We're doing 37. We're in 9th gear on a 12-speed transmission. 1,400 RPMs. Holding pretty good. Look out there in the valley, you can see the Grand Canyon a little bit. Hanging right out there. I need to do something with my wires there. Figure out a new system. Mike, you have to call you later. We're at 40 mile per hour, 1,600 RPMs, 9th gear. No brakes, no socks, no problems. I don't know how that song goes. I don't usually listen to country. I don't mind it. I will listen to it, but I won't usually turn it on. Setting up the jewelry sales, made in China. I don't know. You can tell authentic Indian, especially the Navajo jewelry. Silver, turquoise, and it'll have a nice price on it. But I'm sure they got some China knockoffs in there. 37 mile per hour, actually 38. 1,500 RPM, still in 9th gear. No brakes yet. We shouldn't have any brakes. I was talking to one of the dispatchers, and she's all like, I was having problems with one of my brakes sticking. She goes, well, just try not to use your brakes at all going down that hill. Coming into Denver, I go, you should never use your brakes as a rule. I'm not saying never or use them, but you shouldn't have to use your brakes going down the hill. We're going down to 6% grade. We're at 44 mile per hour right now. 2 miles left. I haven't touched my brakes yet. Full Jake. If you know how to drive a truck, you should know you don't use your brakes going down the hill. Now I see truckers smoking their brakes going down the hill. You know what that tells me? They don't know what they're doing. We're down to 37 mile per hour, 36. 1,400 RPM, still in 9th gear, full Jake, and no need to change anything because we're just putting on down the hill. The RPMs are really low right now. I mean, 1,300 RPMs. But it's holding me back pretty good, believe it or not. Usually you want to be in the 18 to 2,100 RPM to really hold you back. Runaway truck ramp, 1 mile. For truckers who don't know how to go down the hill, or for truckers who had a mechanical problem. We're going to upshift now. 45 mile per hour. We're going to give it some fuel. Throttle it up. Kind of like in front of us, way out there, would be Vegas. I like how they got their runaway. There's another parking spot. Look at that. It's been a while since I've been here. A few years ago, they had that hill shut down because the mountain slid away, so we were redirected. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but it's nice to have this highway back open. So there's your runaway truck ramp right there with that. Looks like a landing strip on the snow. No brakes at all. Came all the way down that hill, no brakes. Now, like I say, when I say you can use your brakes now and then. No problem. But what I'm talking about is people, they continually use their brakes because they don't know about the gear selection, the jake selection. They've never done a hill. So they end up using their brakes, overheat them, you get brake fade, now you have no brakes, you got a runaway truck. You don't know what you're doing. That's why you have a runaway truck. That was just an example of how I do it. If you can, the object is to go down without brakes. That is the object. You don't want to use brakes going down a hill. That means you pick the right gear and let the jake hold you. I drove an older Peterbilt, one of our day cabs, and take a heavy load out to Grand Junction. And they're like, hey, do you mind running this load over in a day cab? I'm like, no, it's just, 8 to 10 hours there and back with the loading and unloading and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, no problem. I never realized how much I missed my automatic because I can take Eisenhower Hill, which is like a 10 mile, 6 to 7% grade, even 8 sometimes. The speed limit is 35 mile per hour for tractor trailers, or gross 26,000 pounds or more. My truck is 35,000 empty and trailer. But I can go down with 80,000 pounds with a load of beer, a heavy load of salt, or calcium, which is really, really heavy too. Puts me right at the 79.5 mark. And I can go down Eisenhower at 35 mile per hour with a few brake taps. My speed changing a little here and there, but I go down there no problem, 35. If I took that day cab, I was doing like 12 to 15 miles an hour down that hill because I had to get that truck's, every gear I picked wasn't strong enough, so I had to keep going lower and lower and lower. I finally found the gear. I don't remember what gear I was. It might have been 5th or 4th even. it so long, I don't remember how many gears that transmission had. But anyway, I was going so slow because I was using the engine and the gearing to hold the weight back going down that hill, so I didn't have to touch my brakes. If I was a rookie driver and I went down that hill and I didn't know that, I would have been in one of them off ramps because I would have kept using the brakes, would have overheated them, and would have ended up with a runaway truck into a runaway ramp. But anyway, I got down that hill because I know what I'm doing, and I was just like, God, automatic, I could go down that at 35 miles an hour. It's weird. Maybe it's the new gearing in the newer trucks, I don't know. But I can definitely do it. I can even do it in this truck. One thing about that truck was also a manual. One thing about a manual is you got to be really careful about taking it out of gear and going to a lower gear. You better know what you're doing. Because once you take it out of gear, you got to get it in that next gear really quick. So if you don't, you got a bullet, a lead sled. That thing will start taking off. Now you're having a hard time. You don't know what gear. Now it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And now you're a runaway. But you definitely got to know what you're doing with a manual transmission. These automatics, anybody who's never driven a truck can do it. That's kind of the sad part about trucking. Used to, not anybody could do it because you couldn't work the transmission. And believe me, they're tough, but once you do it, once you understand it, it's a piece of cake. That's the same thing with driving on snow. Once you do it, once you understand it, it's a piece of cake. That's how I feel anyway. Drops on me. Anyway, I'm going to be upgrading my equipment for better sound quality and better visual. When I first started this channel, I didn't really put much effort into it. I was just post a few videos here and there. I wasn't really thinking about doing a channel. But then my son was trying to do one for gaming. And I go, I got a little channel on there. I should probably kick it up and show you how it's done. People asked for a few things, more videos, so I just started doing more. Now it's kind of fun. But anyway, that's how you go down a hill with an automatic. It's really easy to do. Because even if you're in the wrong gear, you can easily go down to the next gear. Whereas a manual, you better know, you gotta have the RPMs right and your speed right before you go and get it in the next gear. And then you gotta get it into that gear. You gotta know how to get it in that gear. So that's why it's tough. A rookie would fail. If they managed to do it, it was pure luck. Whereas the automatic is a piece of cake. My granddaughter could do it. Hey, baby girl, just push down on that lever. Like that, Papa? Yep. You just shifted a gear. downhill. Anyway, pull over and look for some arrowheads, huh? Couldn't find any right now because the snow. I don't even know if you can find any. I don't know if you can. Imagine if you were out somewhere you just happened to cross it, yeah, but I don't know if you can actually go arrowhead hunting on the reservation. It's their stuff. I wouldn't do it out of respect for them. It's theirs. It's not mine. I have no need. If I just happen to come across one, I'd probably pick it up. But I wouldn't go out hunting. Not on their land, anyway. Temperature's 25 degrees. We're cruising along at 70. Another beautiful day in the hood. Y'all take care. Have a great day, and see you in the next one. Peace.